right, we're going to do the draft again. My name is Law Nation. Let's talk about this. This is a mock draft that I ran through the simulations, and it's auto-simulated, so charge it to the automation, not me. Don't charge it to the nation. We're going to go reverse order, and in this reverse order, we will see who the Cowboys selected. With the first pick in the reverse order, the 238 pick, this will be using all 10 of the draft picks, none of the trade scenarios. The Cowboys select Cornell Powell. Cornell Powell is a guy that played for Clemson, and everybody know that wide receiver is a situation whereas one can argue that we don't need, but you got to understand that wide receivers do play a major role in special teams, and you need those guys on your team. And, of course, during the camp situation, you always want to figure out who can rise to the top. Now, he's not a blazer as it relates to speed, but he's a sure hands catcher. He can find ways and wiggle in short area of space. So, Cornell Powell, he's a guy that could slip all the way to the 7th round. And trust me, Cowboys leave no stone unturned. As far as a competitive aspect of it, he's the slow starter, and once he got admitted into the starting role, he showed some flashes. So Cornell Powell is one of those guys that the Cowboys might get in the 7th round. Now, with the 227th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Peyton, Ramsey. I know a lot of people will be looking at this thing and saying, what? Another quarterback? Do the Cowboys really need another quarterback? Now, this kid is from Northwestern. He is a guy that's around 6'2" 214 pounds. He's a guy that can wiggle out. He can run with his legs, and he's a project at that. Especially when you're looking at these type of guys in the later rounds, you're just trying to figure out, if I can leave no stone unturned, can this guy be a person of interest? Can this guy help this team out? And Peyton Ramsey is one of those guys that could be just that guy that can help this particular team out down the line, whether it be camp body or beyond. He will be a guy that the Cowboys might select. 192nd pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Justin Hilliard. All right, so he's from Ohio State. He is a guy. He is the type of guy that can cover. He can play both roles as relates to weak side linebacker. He can roam all the way around the field, and in a situation, if given, you can slide him inside that Mike position. So he got positional flex as that linebacker role. And he's a guy that got good hips that can cover and trail and follow the tight end up and down the field. I think that this type of situation with this particular look will be one of those things that the Cowboys looking at it, saying to themselves, how can they develop? And this is what the draft is all about. The Ohio State, I think they got good guys that come out of that program. Why not take a flyer at this particular guy? Now, with the 179th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Noah Gray, tight end from Duke University. I know we could look at this draft and we can say, well, we don't need a high quality tight end. You got Schultz already on the team. You also got a Blake Jarwin. Now, this kid, you can't line him in line. I'm talking about the Noah Gray, but he's like those flanker type of tight ends that can run decent routes, and he got good hands. Noah Gray is one of the better tight ends from that program in the recent years. Now, here's the situation. Noah used to be a quarterback in high school, so he transitioned himself to being a tight end for the college level. My thing is, when you look at Noah, he knows the soft spots in his zone. He's not the world's greatest blocker. He have troubles with that, but the kid can find a soft spot. He can high point the ball, bring it to himself, and he can read the quarterback, feel and get vibes off the quarterback to find those areas on the field when the play break down. So he will be a guy that the Cowboys might be interested in if given an opportunity for them to select a Noah Gray. All right, with the 138th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select one of my underdogs, James Wiggins, Cincinnati. Look, I know a lot of people are high on other safeties. I know that a lot of people love other safeties. But when you look up James Wiggins' tape, you will see that the kid, he got great deed of awareness. He got a great understanding of playing zone principle split. And in a pinch, you can put him down inside the slot, whereas he can really be one of those guys that can really cover those slot receivers. And also he can trail and cover and shadow the tight end. His speed is very, very, very candidate. And he's 6 foot, 205-ish pounds. I've seen him do kickoff return special teams. So he's a weapon. He's athletically given. He's blessed with all of those traits there. I think that a James Wiggins will be one of those guys that if the Cowboys in the mid of these particular draft series might take a real good look at from Cincinnati. James Wiggins, write that down. Look him up. Hey, I think that this kid is special, and given that he's just not a safety, he is a special team guy. So with the 115 pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Aaron, not Rodgers, Banks. And Banks is a guy that's an interior offensive lineman, a guard, dare I say, from Notre Dame. He looks for contacts. He's a physical guy, man, gap type of principles. He will bring that type of threat as relates to power zone blocking. You can swing, you can pull him, and he's looking for somebody. He's looking for contact. He's smart. He's very have a high IQ of the game, and he's like 338 pounds, big boy. 6'2", 6'3" just big guy that can just maul. He's looking for some contact. He's looking for space to occupy, meaning that he's not going to let you squeeze through without touching, bumping you, moving you out the way, and he have that type of mentality. So that will be that particular look right there. Now, from UAB with the 99th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Jordan Smith from UAB. He was a transfer guy. I think he started off in Florida. He was one of those guys, I know you guys probably heard of it many of years ago, the credit card fraud. It was one of those guys that had to transfer. He got kicked out of the program over there in Florida, and he relocated to UAB. He's 6'7", 255 pounds, and the kid can get around. He's an edgy guy. Oh my goodness. Some like to categorize him as a 3-4 hybrid kid because he's so bendy and he got good awareness of space. But in a 4-3, you just put him on the edge and you tell him, hey, go find the quarterback, make him your baby. And he got that length, especially being 6'7", 255 pounds off the edge. He got a good bend. He got keep his pad levels low, by the way, for his height, and he's hungry about it. He is hungry about it, and hopefully he can land right on the right team with great patience and understanding of his skill set, and maybe he can be a diamond in the rough out of the draft. Think about this, Cowboy Nation. Just think about this. The kid is 6'7". If he were to stay in his original program, if he didn't want to steal things like credit card fraud and whether or not, you guys, we all did crazy things when we were young. If granted an opportunity, maybe, just maybe, we'll see a little bit more out of him in a new particular program. All right, so with the 75th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Milton Williams, Louisiana Tech. I know, these Louisiana Tech guys is like a hit and a miss, right? Hit and a miss. But this guy's an interior defensive. Look, if we can put it up into a category, he's an interior defensive rusher. Not edge rusher, but interior defensive rusher. Not defensive tackle, interior defensive rusher. I want you guys to put that into your mental. He's not 300 pounds. He's not 310. He's not 290-ish. He's not 298. He's like 284, 285, give or take. Give or take. And, of course, he can get upfield. He can create that pressure. He is the type of guy that when you look at his tape with the 75th pick, when you look at everything on him, you'll say that, yeah, let me see. He's 6'4". Let me make that correction. He's 6'4", 285 5 pounds, give or take. Interior defensive rusher, not edge rusher, but this kid, quick twitch, get upfield, keep his pad levels low. He's country strong, and I believe he can get to the quarterback. With the 75th pick, the Cowboys selected him, and my thing is he that big guy that you look for out of a defensive guy on the front four? No. But he's strong, and he plays decent against the run. Now, the level of competition that he played against, that's a story of a different day. But he checks all of the boxes as relates to just being an attacker or a guy that can penetrate on a front four. And his design will be, hey, get straight to the quarterback. Don't play around with your food. Make this thing as crazy as possible. Now, I know we're looking for this particular draft to really change the mindset of the Joneses, but this seems like a typical pick that they would do. All right, so with the 44th pick, everybody been waiting for this, right? We're getting close to the nitty-gritty. Well, with the 44th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Kelvin Joseph, Kentucky. Now, he was a LSU product, but he had got into some situations and he transferred. And since he been over to Kentucky, it's one of those situations where he had to sit out for a couple of games so that all of the transfer stuff can go through. But while he was on the field, the kid can play press, he can play man, loose man, he can play all zone concepts. And on top of that, he's one of those guys that can get into the face of the opposition. He's one of my dogs in this particular draft. Now, will that be a situation in a scenario that the Cowboys can find a better, dare I say, defensive back out of this draft? Most certainly, this defensive back draft is crazy. But they decided to go with Kelvin Joseph in this particular mock draft simulations. With that being said, he got real good speed. I'm not going to throw out the word decent, and he can track the ball. Now, will there be some growing pains? Yeah. He's 6'1" about 200. Oh, I'm sorry. He's not even in the 200 club. He's like 185. And I'm just giving him some pounds there. But the kid is fast. He's got that chip on his shoulder. You can do just about anything. You can line him up against your tight end. You can line him up against your speedy slot guy. And in a pinch, I believe his strongest suit, by being that his height, 6'1", around, that weight, that he eventually will be a permanent outside corner. He got the speed and the awareness. Now he just need to get the consistency matched in with everything else. Now, that's him, Kelvin Joseph. Y'all check out his film. Y'all check out his tape out there. Now, with the number 1 pick for the Dallas Cowboys, the 10th overall selection in the 2021 draft, the Dallas Cowboys go with Rashawn Slater. Oh, yeah, we do know Rashawn Slater. Everybody got him high on their board, and this should be at the point of looking at this team where the offensive line was at last year in shambles, right? And we can look at even the team in the Super Bowl. Oh, yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs, they wish they had a level of stability with their offensive line. Y'all know how offensive line goes. Nobody will want them until you need them. Now, here's the situation. Now, some scouts pegged Rashawn Slater as being the next Zach Martin.
Quote, I had a scout tell me he thought Slater might be the next Zach Martin, and we should give that some thought.
Now, the Cowboys need to look at everything, and of course, when we look at this draft, we go back and forth with Patrick Surtains, Kyle Pitts. We go back and forth with, if Sewell is there, you grab him. Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle. We can go all around and pick this guy. We should trade back in these sorts. The safest pick at this point, I believe, that the Joneses might do would be offensive lineman. In a pinch, you need a tackle. Then you might pick up the phone and say, hey, can you bring this guy out here? No. Why not look into your own roster and say to yourself, okay, we move some adjustments around. We got this guy. He got some positional flex. There's so many ways that you can look into this, Cowboy Nation, and that's just how it goes. You pick this guy, maybe you get him for 8 to 10 years. Maybe, just maybe. That was the actual automations simulator mock draft. I really appreciate you all. Don't forget to post me your thoughts, post me your concerns. This was in the reverse order. Let me know how you guys feel of this particular mock draft. Stay tuned for the next one. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys.